What up, this is Bart.
And this is Joe.
And we're from JKFilms.
Yup. Big shout out to Soompi.
Soompi.com.
Soompi with
Soompi.
Soompi with
Soompi.
Soompi with the M.
Soompi.
This is a Danger Royale service announcement for Soompi and Soompi Royale.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's David Fung here with Make It in the Motherland at Soompi.com, and I'm here with JKFilms. So, yo, thank you for joining us today, you guys. First off, I just want to ask you guys, did you guys ever think you guys would be here, you know, making money off what you guys do and just in traveling and
No, not at all, man. The way we started, it was just ridiculous. Like, we were just bored and said, hey, man, we fuck around all day long. Let's just put this on YouTube and see what happens. And it spread like wildfire.
do you guys ever see the gap? Because you guys' main audience is probably like much younger than like a traditional comedy audience, right?
Yeah.
And do you guys ever think about that you guys could be the first or only comedians that they like, at least at their age? Like, you're the first introduction to comedy that the younger audience has?
I never thought of it that way, but man, shoot, if that's true, that's like we popped a comedy cherry, huh?
I think for us, like, what we're trying to do is be the comedians that bridge the gap between YouTube and the traditional stand-up. Because, I mean, a lot of what the traditional comedians complain about is you can't edit on stage.
Right.
So you got to come with your A game. You can't be like, oh, hold on, rewind. All right, this is what I wanted to say, you know? So that's why they hate on the YouTube comedians. But then the YouTube comedians, like the ones that made it big, I guess they don't understand how hard that it is to hit the road and actually like go to open mics and stuff like that. So that's why I started to do stand-up, aside from this too, just as Bart, where no one knows me, and it's a cold audience, and I have to try to make them laugh. Because when you have a following, when you go there, you can say like the dumbest thing and everyone's going to start laughing. Mm-hmm. So for us, I think we're the first ones to really try to bridge that gap, where we do comedy on YouTube, we do comedy as different characters live, and do comedy as just like Bart and Joe as normal people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You guys just mentioned like preaching and the message behind it, and
right.
That's one thing that I always noticed about you guys. You guys definitely have that, as you know, whether people see it or not.
Yeah.
So could you tell us what that message is, or tell us about it?
Well, we always want to teach good things in a bad way.
That's our goal in life.
That's our goal, to teach good things in a bad way. No, well, there's just some things that, you know, I guess we're like philosophers in a way, and instead of having a boring ass lecture about why this should be this way and trying to point out the ironies in life, why not package it in a good little vessel called, you know, comedy?
Our main thing, of course, is pretty evident in our videos, is that we want people to go out and pursue their dreams. And right now, a lot of Asian Americans, they're kind of like scared to go out there, or scared to like be the main face of media. That's why you see like in R&B or hip hop or pop, whatever, it's mainly white and then blacks. And then now there's the Asians that are coming up pretty hard. But we want to like make sure, like, you know what, like, just pursue what you love, and we need more Asian talent out there. Whether you fucking make pottery, or if you're a swimmer, yeah, like, or if you're like a construction worker, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We just need,
we need
more Asian stars everywhere.
So who are some of your guys' biggest comedic influences?
I'd have to say Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, hands down. Definitely George Lopez too, because like we're from like the LA area. So in LA, there's definitely a big Latin influence, and so like a lot of the jokes, when he's telling me, like, I forget that I'm Asian. I just feel like I'm Hispanic. So
I think In Living Color.
Yeah.
If you guys remember that show back in the day, they were like the ghetto sketch comedy, because you had SNL, and that was more for like, you know, the suburban white folk, and then you had In Living Color, and that was like, oh shit, this is dope, because it's kind of like, you know, you're seeing shit from
the hood perspective.
Yeah, the hood perspective, like people we grew up with.
Because SNL was like, right? But then In Living Color was like, oh fuck, boy, did you see that?
How do you guys respond to like the criticism that you guys have received, or do you guys receive a lot of criticism?
Yeah, it really depends on where the criticism comes from. Because like, if it's from someone like Danny Cho or like PK,
right,
like
someone with credibility,
yeah, someone with credibility and someone who understands where we're coming from, then we really listen and hear it out and like, okay, cool, like maybe these are things that can better us. But if it's just from like one of the YouTube experts. Because you're on YouTube, everyone's an
fucking
expert. Like,
it's a 12-year-old boy.
like, where's your comedic theory in this from 12 seconds to 15 seconds?
Right.
You know, like, they could have shined the light on you way better.
Right.
Like, I mean, if it's coming from that, then we don't even care, you know?
From just the industry perspective, what do you guys think? I mean, because you guys get flown out, right, to colleges and places to perform. Like, how insane is that, or where do you see that going? Like, for example, like a few years.
Well, everything's just been going up from where we started. I mean, when we first started, we were just in that backyard with a little camera doing stupid ass shit. We're doing the same thing now. It's just with a more expensive camera, more organized, and with wardrobe, right?
I think that's what a mistake that the Asian community has been doing a lot.
Yeah.
Like, even with the name, like, AZN TV.
Right.
Like, you don't need to make... You don't have to AZN anything.
No.
You don't, you know, like, just come up with something original. That's why we that's why we stay away from parodies. You know, a lot of, like, comedy channels on YouTube, they're doing parodies, but I feel like it's kind of like a cop-out.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, instead of trying to AZN something, or like, oh, that's the Asian version of Tupac.
Yeah.
He's so sick. It's like, well, fuck, why don't you just go listen to Tupac then?
Yeah.
Come out with your own
Exactly.
shit. You know?
Do you think the same applies to like music, for example?
I think it applies to everything.
But sometimes people try it, but they get the wrong idea, and they just Asianize the shit out of something and just put like gongs in there and
Yeah.
like it doesn't have to sound like that. It just has to be original. It just has to be different, but not too far off and not too damn Asian. There's ways to, you know, represent being Asian without doing things so Asian. Like, you ain't gotta stand there with chopsticks and rice and have that on your t-shirt like, I am fucking Asian, right?
Yeah.
I think just let your talent speak for yourself. Develop your skill. Don't go off and, you know, advertise that, hey, I'm Asian, you know, because your face will just say it.
Like, what's the best piece of advice you can give to young kids trying to do the same, something similar to you guys?
I think just be true to yourself. Go at it as hard as you can. And anything that you go at for a long time, and with dedication, you'll definitely make it. Because the only reason why, like, Asian parents want their kids to go to medical school, because it's structured, right? Because you go to 4 years undergrad, you study your ass off every single year. Then you go to 4 years medical school and you study your ass off every single year, right? But let's say you want to be a rapper. If you spent 4 years studying your ass off, history of rap, lyricism, memorizing the whole thesaurus so you could rhyme like a motherfucker, and then learn piano for 4 years, and then you spend another 4 years on producing beats, and then learning marketing, how to market yourself, and all this other stuff. If 8 hardcore years went into rapping, you'd be like the next best rapper. So you don't need to go to one of those structured routes. You just have your own discipline, pursue your dream, and then you'll definitely make it.
Right. And no matter what, do not say first, I'm going to find something stable in life and then pursue my art. That's what everyone wants to do, right? But that's the last thing you want to do.
All right, cool. Well, you guys, thank you very much. Just Kidding Films. You got Bart, we got Joe, and I mean, I think you guys are really great. Like in a way, like the new age role models, disguised as non-role models. So yeah, this is David Fung for Making in the Motherland and Soompi.com. I want to thank Just Kidding Films.
Yo, this is Joe.
This is Bart.
And this interview was with Soompi.
.com.
Soompi.
With David Fung.
And this has been another Soompi presentation.